And Coach Corey Ron taking a seat here. We wanted to make sure that we thank all the teams as well. I know practices, we kind of had to work around practices and games and stuff like that as well. So we know that this is kind of a weird time. It's right around dinner time, right around when practices get out and stuff like that as well. So Corey, thank you so much for joining us for today's broadcast. And tell us a little bit about kind of the early return so far at the practice.
We like what we've seen. We've got quite a few returning players. It's a good group of guys. They've got a great mentality. We talk a lot about that every day. Responding the right way when mistakes happen, responding the right way when things don't go your way. And we like what we've seen so far in terms of that. They brought the right level of intensity, and we're really focusing on the technical details that we want to see from them. Style of play and things like that here during our first week. Got a scrimmage tomorrow, so excited to see how it all comes together here for the first time.
Now, who are you scrimmaging against? Is it just an inter-squad scrimmage? Or?
Yeah, for us, we'll bring in a few of our alumni and have been friendly playing with them. So these guys will know some of them that they've played with over the last few years. We'll bring in some of the older guys as well. It's just a nice celebration of our program. And, a fun thing for the older guys to get out and play under the lights and for the younger guys to meet them. So have a little tune-up here before we get started next week with games.
Now, last year you got games against Kiwani, Surgeon Bay, Bayport, Algoma, those are kind of local. I always say that's easy Bayport because that's where my kids go to school and something here. What are some of the things that you're looking for in terms of improvement from last year this year to kind of build up that mental level?
Yeah, we had a lot of close games last year. We were a young squad, and we were trying to do the right thing. It just wasn't happening fast enough. There were little details, little mistakes that would cause some issues. So a lot of close losses last year. We're hoping that a little bit better understanding with the players, a little bit better chemistry with the guys returning. We're hoping to flip some of those close results and take a step forward beyond that even. So, we're excited to prove ourselves when it comes to those close contests this year.
Now, when it comes to Northeastern Conference, when it comes to soccer, what are some of the tougher matchups, tougher games that it goes in well? Because I'm sure you got a couple of fields where you kind of have to switch surfaces, right? You obviously have a beautiful facility in Luxemburg, grass field, but you also have fields that you have to play on.
Yeah, for soccer, we can get a little picky. We love the grass surfaces a little better than the turf. The turf is great too. We're very proud of our facility is probably one of the best ones in the state. Our grounds crew does a great job. We play on turf. ACA has turf as well, so there are some changes there, and the ball moves differently. The pace of the game is different. I would say about ACA is typically one of the tougher teams that we're looking for. The top of the conference, FPL as well, but they've actually moved to the main conference this year for soccer. So kind of miss their competition a little bit. It's always good to play against them. We battled hard against all those other teams in conference last year. So again, we're really looking forward to putting together the details, hoping to see this chemistry from this group of guys and see what we can do with those games like last year.
We'll ask the players as well. I'll have you introduce them in just a second as well. But the other thing that you guys are probably kind of backwards into your practice time as well is that you're one of the kind of teams that play your games at night. You get to play home games as well. How much you like playing at night compared to those 4:30 starts that a lot of teams have?
Yeah, absolutely. The 4:30 ones can be tough. They can feel a little flat. The atmosphere isn't quite as fun for the boys. Something as simple as the weather here in August. You play for 80 minutes, you're up to 5 miles in the match. It's a little bit easier when it's a cool 65 degrees under the lights. Feels a little better. So, these guys get fired up to the end of the lights portion. We've got nearly every game this year under the lights. It's a great atmosphere.
And introduce the players that you brought aboard with you.
So we've got senior Rylan Hinckley sitting right next to me and senior Corbin Brewer down on the end over there. Rylan is one of our attackers and Corbin is one of our defenders. Very good.
We'll set up both there. So Ryan, talk us a little bit about what you try to accomplish with your school as well, because obviously you're trying to generate the offense and stuff like that. Coach, talk about those games and stuff like that. What kind of pressure do you put on yourself to make sure you've got my
A lot of times, it's more of when it's 0-0 in the 60th minute and you've been pushing but you can't for something, kind of keeping yourself level-headed. You see a 2-on-1, you could run at it, you could think maybe I can get it this time, keeping level-headed and towards second and kind of keeping it safe and not letting it switch. So, 2-1, I messed up, I'm out of picture. And get a goal.
Is it hard to hold back on that where you see the scoreboard and you see an opportunity to say, well, I got two decisions here. I can just kind of go for it, bring it down myself, or look for that extra pass. You can tell I've been watching it a little bit. But you know, is it tough to kind of hold back and look for those other opportunities instead of maybe taking yourself?
Yeah, it can be pretty hard, especially as a senior. You feel like you should be bearing all the burden of the time. I'm the senior, I should be the one creating that. But a lot of times, I just kind of remember there's two other forwards that are there, and they're the attacking midfielders. So it's not just on one person. That's what kind of stays in my mind.
Corbin, obviously you want Rylan to do work because if he's doing work, we have a pretty easy day at the office, right? Yeah. Tell us a bit about kind of your mindset when you're playing defense.
So my mindset is defense. Well, I just want to keep kind of spirits up. I guess if our forwards start not doing as well, then our defense has to do more work. So so then we don't have to do more work. We just keep spirits up, and I guess keep on passing the ball, and so then we don't, lose the ball after we get 50 yards to get it out.
You're trying to make sure that Rylan and the Packers are putting in the 5 miles, and you're trying to keep your running. Be honest, right? Now, when it comes to your team, and obviously you play that tough schedule, you play multiple times a week and stuff like that. What's kind of your favorite thing about playing soccer?
I like hitting people, where they have the ball and you just come flying in because they take too big of a touch and you hit them and you get the ball back. That's probably my favorite part.
I just got to double check here. Okay, this is still soccer. I heard the answer. I'm like, that's not physical than you think.
It is.
So a lot of times, and the other teams that we've had up here, it's kind of maybe hard to follow that next step. I have a favorite college football. I have a favorite pro. What's kind of, when you're not playing soccer, do you watch soccer? And what are the teams that you like to follow?
I don't watch as much soccer as probably the other teammates on my team. I like watching highlights on YouTube or something. But mainly I go and play with my friends and on the soccer field, and that's how I keep up. Or I go and play indoor soccer league.
How does indoor soccer kind of affect what you do outside? Because obviously there's different rule changes and stuff like that. There's runners bounce off the walls and stuff like that. How does that kind of help you work your skills when you're ready for the outdoor?
Well, it's smaller, so it helps you when there's more pressure on you right away. Then you don't have as much room, so you got to get faster, touch it and stuff like that. So I think it helps a lot. And if you're playing with the same teammates, you kind of get used to their play style.
Rylan, how about you? What soccer teams do you follow? Do you have a chance to watch, or are you similar to Corbin where I'd rather just play it and maybe catch a highlight?
I'm more of both. I follow Manchester City.
Oh, there we go. My brother-in-law is a fan of you now. You don't even have to do or say anything else. The fact that you flash with the big man. But you also, do you play indoor soccer or just try to go to a park and play?
I mostly do the park and pick up, but I didn't do money to sign up, but whenever his team needs players, I'm always there to help something.
Oh, you're the ringer. All right. I like it. So, going into this season, obviously there's that record that you want to move on. We're talking to other coaches here. It's like, hey, you know what? We can work on these little things, little strategies. The wins will go follow. What are some of the things that you're personally maybe working on? Say, hey, you know what? If I can improve, 10% or 20% better than I was last year, we're going to be a lot better.
I think personally, my attitude on the field, there was a few times last year where honestly it got a little rough where we're playing good for 70 minutes, switch off for a minute, concede a goal, and it's really hard to kind of keep your head. So I've been trying the off season and during the first few practices to keep level headed. Like Corey said, keep spirits.
How about you?
I think that you asked the question. I'm sorry.
What are those things that you're going into the season working on and trying to prove on that could lead to more wins, lead to more success?
Yeah, so I'm trying to improve on my passing and like picking up my head and looking around because I don't do that much. I'm kind of zoned in on the ball, and so I kind of memorize where my teammates are and then pass. So I've been working on more picking up my head and being able to actually pass to my teammates in a hard pass instead of just like dribbling it over there.
Right. Corey, we'll end things with you. Who are some of the other players that aren't here tonight that, you know, when we get your emails, which we thank you so much for supplying, so you kind of get a flavor of how these games are going, that we're going to be hearing a lot from this season?
Yeah. You know, we have another senior midfielder. We're talking about an attacker and a defender. Carson Hunsaker is kind of our leader in the midfield and a really excellent player technically, control of the ball, his decision making, his knowledge of the game. I think does a great job leading the younger players in the field. So, you know, he's an important piece. Hopefully you'll see some assistant goals from him this season. We're excited. We haven't talked about goalkeeper yet, but junior goalkeeper Carson Fuller, another one of the guys who just kind of attacks the offseason. He's had a great mentality all year long. You know, as a sophomore last year and now a junior this year, really stepping up and becoming more of a leader. Always a super positive mentality and just bringing the kinds of things that we want to see, showing, being a good example for the younger players.
Well, very good. Well, you got your scrimmage coming up this weekend, and then part of the regular season of the league starts next week. So thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this whole season.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. Thank you.
The Luxemburg-Casco soccer team joining us here on the Luxemburg-Casco Fall Sports Preview. Just one more sport to go, and it's great to see a full dining room as everybody has been kind of coming here